Hello again, this is Josh from Wine Tasting's Guide. I'm here with another cellar pull that I'm going to taste right now. This is a Italian wine from Piedmont in the north of Italy, from the region of Barbaresco. Barbaresco and Barolo are kind of cousin or sibling regions nearby in Piedmont. And this is absolutely one of the greatest producers in that area, Bruno Giacosa. His top level wines can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars a bottle. This is actually one of my favorite vineyards of his. It's called Santo Stefano in Barbaresco. Now this is a 1995, which is older now. It's about 21 years from the vintage. 95 was not considered one of the top vintages. Again, the very top vintages can be quite expensive, especially his Reservas with the red label can be off the charts expensive. But this is still considered a very high level wine from Barbaresco. I haven't tasted it before. I think I had this one bottle that I'm very curious to taste. You know, the thing is about great producers like Giacosa, they will make great wine pretty much every year. They'll be different, they'll have different personalities and characteristics, and sure, some vintages are going to be more stellar at the top level than others. But I'm very curious to see how this 95 is holding up. Some of the lesser vintages are just considered lesser because they may not be as full-bodied. They may be a wine that's considered to be better to drink a little younger. So I'm curious to see if this really lives up to what I would expect from a Santo Stefano from Giacosa, or if it's disappointing. I'm hoping it's the former. So let's see. It's got this really pretty perfume to it. That it's got dark red and black fruits, but this really kind of, there's almost like a menthol mintiness to it, along with a real earthiness and almost like leather and kind of woodsy kind of aromas. That's even more out than the fruit. It's not big in-your-face fruit, although there's that kind of crunchy red fruits in there. And more so is kind of this earthy and leathery kind of warming aroma that's very inviting. I would say it's probably not as deep and complex as I might hope for from a great Giacosa Barbaresco, but it's very pretty. Ooh. Wow, in the mouth, again, not a big overpowering wine. I think the vintage is not going to be one that has super depth and complexity to it. But this, you can tell it's a regal wine just from its mouthfeel. It feels very well put together, really like velvety smooth in the mouth. It's got a nice lingering kind of tart red fruit finish. And yet a lot of those other things other than fruit flavors, kind of spice box and wood, not oak wood, but kind of woodsy, almost maybe more like a cigar box kind of smell, and earthiness, even mushrooms and leather, maybe some rose petal kind of perfume. Actually, it's opening up. This is the kind of wine that certainly can blossom in the glass. You know, ideally it probably should be decanted. I'm going to drink it over the next few hours and see how it evolves and opens up. But just in the few minutes that I've been swirling it here, I can tell it's starting to show more of itself. Ooh. It has a really kind of palate staining intensity to it. Not heavy. Barbarescos don't tend to be, unless they're more modern kind of extracted styles, they tend to be a little bit more on the Burgundian side of things, a little bit more medium to light bodied, but with a lot of flavor intensity still. But the body isn't big and fat and unctuous in the mouth. It's more Burgundian in that it's got a good acidity to it. The tannins have faded. They're very soft, pleasant tannins. Even though it's not a top vintage, sometimes off vintages you can get, you know, green or harsh vegetal kind of tannins that are very astringent. This doesn't have that at all. Really silky smooth kind of tannins. You can just tell it's made from a great site, from a great producer. Again, it's not going to bowl you over with its concentration and complexity, but everything there is really pretty, and I'm thinking it's going to continue to get better as it sits in the glass and gets some air. Anyway, thank you for coming, and see you next time.